So why is the Old Testament written the way it is, with God taking sides, having chosen ones and unknown people becoming heroes? It's a bit like asking why there isn't a third testament, which some people did try, but, yeah, or why is the OT God not like the New Testament one? It's actually very, very simple. God simply is God, the cosmos, the everything and anything. There's no old or new. It's always been the same God. However, it is our interpretation and ingenuity that has changed. Did you know that the majority of humans used to have 2 sleeps at night? That ended when the age of iron and steam emerged. The industrial age taught us to fear machines, powerful engines, and use our science to support our logic and philosophy. It replaced God and started questioning everything, ultimately leading to recreate everything God has made with science, and rather arrogantly asserting we can do it better. You don't need God when you have science and quantum physics, do you? I'm not suggesting that the Industrial Revolution forced the New Testament, but explaining significant changes. You see, from the year until approximately 7000 BCE, the majority of the planet weren't settled, frequently moving. It was done so they could feed, hunt, have better weather in relevant seasons, find water, and most importantly, survive. They followed the prompting of nature, other flora, fauna, and the seasons. This was an expression of oneness they had, but when we started to become more aware, we comprehended all of creation as coming from whomever they called upon. Eventually it would lead inquiring minds to think about everything. And so they did. In a nutshell, whatever that specific tribe believed was God to them, yet they had to survive. Hence, we get the fundamental principle of treating others as you would want them to treat you. However, when it comes to principles, some believe in revenge, others in forgiveness, some believe in war, others want only peace. So when the educated priest king comes along, if he says, God ordained this, then to them surely this is the case. When syncretic beliefs were nascent with Proto-Indo-Europeans and Proto-Zoroastrian ideas, people shared philosophies. This consolidated knowledge became religion. Before this, all you needed to know was, if the earth moves, move. Treat others as yourself. Know the story of your ancestors. Survive. Due to the conflict of belief and survival, God was either for or against, in a modern, moral sense. Prior to this leverate, it was belief and survival. The assertion here is that one does anything to survive. That doesn't include sacrificing oneself until our reasoning in syncretic beliefs, religions, evolves around 7000 BCE. The first instance, as far as I am aware, could be wrong here, is Prajapati. His appearance and sacrifice is unique. Anyway, the point is that a shift in our moral consciousness emerged. We started thinking about living more in larger communities, as opposed to the societies of old. The difference between sedentary life and hunter-gathering meant that the egalitarian nature of the hunter-gatherers, where everything is provided by the cosmos, was now twisted to, everything we have, we grow and make. Selfishness arose with civilization. Soon religions were being used to guide, control people, and the God was the God, who'd kill, smite and hold back the rain. The gentle, loving, guiding and providing cosmos was being forgotten. The gods were being made in our image, or the item of adoration. And it's this conflict that Old Testament recollects. The change that shocked the hunter-gatherers was returning a generation or two later from a journey to find, not a forest, but a town, with walls, buildings and lots of grain, being heavily protected. The town's god stood nearby, motionless in a rock. The hunter-gathering god was always with them, never left them, always moved, made mountains fall, lakes freeze, waters recede. This is the difference. When Christ appears some time later, he resurrected the faith of the gentle provider, the good shepherd. But we were now civilized. And this is why it's exactly the same as science and industry radically emerging. The same impact meant we became sleepless. We now have one sleep, sometimes a siesta, but one sleep. It's an unnoticed consequence, just as our sense of self emerged with an arrogant thrust and said, I can do that. What happened to we and us? This is the reason why we initially perceive the two gods of the Bible. There is only one, the cosmos. The old ways needed resurrecting, and that's why we got one. The simplest, most natural rhythm of life has been disturbed by us, first by selfish civilization and now arrogant assertion of science over spirituality. The time is coming when we will have a choice. Do you believe or not? Believe in an all-sustaining, providing, giving cosmos which I am, or part of civilized society desperately saving what wealth they never had? There's only ever one God. It's us that changed.